There have been multiple documented cases of feral children raised in extreme isolation, with little to no contact with other humans. There haven't been many cases where a single person's story has captivated the public and scientific communities, like that of a young girl named Genie Wiley. Most of her childhood was spent imprisoned in a single room, where she was subjected to isolation and abuse. Hello guys, welcome to the channel Crime Time. This time, I have something in this episode of Crime Mysteries that will make your skin crawl. A life of isolation and abuse, what would that be like? Surely not. But Genie Wiley made it through unscathed. Let's dive right in and discuss her. Scientists had the unique opportunity to study the development of feral child Genie Wiley, who had been neglected by her parents for 13 years while strapped to a chair. Sounds like a legend, the life of Genie Wiley, the feral child. Unwanted and mistreated, a child is imprisoned by a savage ogre, but manages to escape and is later reintroduced to society as if they were a child again. Wiley's story is truly tragic, and there is no happy ending. There wouldn't be any pixie dust, enchanted cures, or miraculous makeovers. For the first 13 years of Genie Wiley's life, she was isolated from human contact. Wiley's severely abusive father and helpless mother neglected her so severely that she never learned to speak and appeared to be no older than 8 years old. Science, particularly in psychology and linguistics, benefited greatly from her harrowing experience. However, accusations surfaced later that they were using the child as a guinea pig in their studies of cognitive development. Genie Wiley's case raises the question of what it means to be human. Clark Wiley, Genie's father, took her away from her partially blind mother and 6-year-old brother when she was 20 months old. Genie was born in 1957. A normal-sized baby, Genie has always been tall and slim. According to the family, her sibling was a 5-year-old brother who did not have any intellectual disabilities. Genie seemed like a typical baby at first glance. On the other hand, a congenital hip dislocation was identified as the cause of her physical impairment. Genie had to use a splint because of this problem, and she lagged behind her peers developmentally due to her inability to walk. At the time, Clark, Genie's father, assumed that his daughter had mental incapacity in addition to her physical ones. Psychologists agree that Clark's later horrific behavior toward Genie can be partially explained by his feeling compelled to protect Genie. Some people think Clark was delusional, driven by his strong emotions following the death of his mother. About 5 years after the birth of her older brother, Genie's father began isolating the family. Her delivery was uneventful, a cesarean section, and she was born around the median birth weight, 50th percentile. She required a blood transfusion after exhibiting symptoms of incompatibility the next day, but otherwise seemed healthy. At her 3-month checkup, the doctor discovered a congenital hip dislocation and ordered her to wear a highly restrictive French splint for the next 4.5 to 11 months, while she continued to grow normally in every other way. Because of it, she was late to the playground, and researchers think her father may have suspected mental retardation. As a result, he made it a point to ignore her, and even strongly advised her mother and brother against interacting with her. Even though Genie's early life is shrouded in mystery, our records suggest that she progressed normally during those first few months. Her mother recalled that she was not a particularly lovable infant. She did not talk much and had difficulty accepting solid foods. Occasionally, she claimed that Genie had spoken individual words, though she could not remember what they were. At other times, she claimed that Genie had never produced speech. Scientists have yet to decide which version is more accurate. Clark, assuming she was mentally disabled, shut her in a room with aluminum foil over the windows and gave her nothing but water and food. Genie had been isolated from other humans in the outside world for so long that she barely spoke and made incomprehensible noises when she was finally uncovered. Whenever his daughter made a sound, Clark Wiley beat her with a 1x3 footboard. Genie was restrained for a long time in a child's toilet seat and a crib with a chicken wire top. Number 2. Discovery and Study, 1970 to 1975. On November 4, 1970, Los Angeles, California, Genie's story was revealed to the public. The girl, then 13, was found by a social worker after her mother had gone to healthcare professionals for help. The girl's social worker quickly learned that she had been locked in a small room, and authorities' investigation soon revealed that she had spent most of her life there, often chained to a potty chair. In 1997, a documentary titled Secrets of the Wild Child featuring Genie Wiley was released. The article was written by Susan Curtis, Ph.D., a linguist and researcher who collaborated with Genie. In it, She explains that the case files refer to the girl only as Ginny to keep her identity and privacy secure. Ginny is the case number. This isn't the real name, but a Ginny is typically pictured as something that lives in a bottle until adulthood, at which point it joins the human population. In other words, we don't think humans raised it. Ginny's parents were both accused of abuse, but the day before their court appearance, her father committed suicide, leaving a note that read, "The world will never understand." Susan Curtis, a graduate student, and James Kent, a psychologist, were on Ginny's rehabilitation team. Ginny weighed 59 pounds and walked with an odd, bunny walk when she first enrolled at UCLA. She had difficulty holding her head up and frequently spat. She was initially nonverbal, incontinent, and unable to chew, but she eventually uttered her name and an apology. Ginny became a feral child because she lacked human interaction. Clark shackled Ginny with a diaper and a makeshift straitjacket during the day and confined him to a child's toilet. Ginny spent her nights in a crib, bound by wires. She was never exposed to formal education, and her father would holler and bark at Ginny like a dog, stunting her linguistic development. If Ginny or any family member said anything, Clark would beat them with a plank. Ginny's mother claimed that Clark would provide 3 healthy meals for Ginny every day, but in reality, Ginny was only given baby food. Clark would feed Ginny by spoon and sometimes even bury her face in the food. Number 1. Where is Ginny now? Even at this young age, Ginny has a lot of life left. She has not had any contact with the scientist who studied and cared for her after her rescue, because she is still a ward of the state. According to those who looked into her condition, she was contented, and though she didn't speak much, she communicated with others through sign language. That's all for today, folks, and we hope you enjoyed all the information. Keep watching for more amazing videos, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel Crime Time on your way out. See you next time. Until then, bye.